I get asked that question about 3 times a day. Usually I say, well, I stood up against a Dulux colour chart yesterday on a pistachio. But the reality is, my mum's side of the family is a bit of just a mishmash of genes, really, and that was because they were Jewish, and they were Italian Jews, and they had to go around the world running away from a mass genocide, which was lovely. But it meant that I always, if you see my parents, they look pretty white, and I always just thought I was white, and people would always talk to me in different languages, and I'd be like, what are you doing? And I'd get a lot of persecution in all directions. My grandma, for certain, who was everything, never felt at home anywhere. Because of that reason, wherever she went, she was foreign, and I think she found that very hard. And this poem's sort of about how I think my whole family has struggled with that, and even now, one of my grandparents who insist on still calling my mum a foreigner, just like coming to terms with that and realising it's actually wicked, do you know what I mean? It's just fantastic, and I love it now. And this is just about me coming to terms with that through a certain situation, and it's called My Brothers versus the Child Catchers. When I was 5 years old, our next door neighbours kidnapped me from Collision Street. The older boy told me I wanted a kiss, his hands smothering like hot honey, shrieks wrangled with throats like fists, my chubbiness attacking back with blunt hits, and I cried like when my first hamster died. They took my trainers, the ones that flash when I walk. They made me hold a bag of frozen spinach until it anaesthetised my hands. They said that if I held it until the spinach was pulpy, I'd never be able to draw chalk portraits of the calamari my nonna used to make in the potholes of Collision Street again. I left number 99. I'd never be able to leave 99 when 101 is my home, despite mum's wheat and dairy-free cheesecake. I take it back. 101's not the nightmare, and it's not the kind of dream you just omit either. 101's the hard dough bread and butter that pulls the snot out of my eyelashes in the morning. The coconut milk that my brother Tom squeezes into my face when I pretend to be sick for school. 101 is the nose muffs my mum invented. It had always been them and us. We have plant pots and compost bins outside our house. They had so many satellite dishes the size of tractor wheels and the face garden gnomes outside theirs. The boy had a car. The girl had a Barbie holiday mansion, while Tom had a hand-me-down BMX and I had homemade Play-Doh. Our dad came home at 6 p.m. Their dad came home whenever. It had always been them and us, but they were always bigger. Back in 101, Tom was on the Mega Drive, Bison uppercutting louder than Mum shouting. Then he heard something, like a phone vibrating, and it didn't have anything to do with vacuum cleaning or K.O. It was biting through the walls, like a baby crying. Oh, it's just a baby crying? 99 looked for scissors to cut my curly nigger hair. They laughed like the Joker and said the only reason I wasn't laughing was because I'm foreign and don't know any better. In 101, speed bumps refused to fade in Tom's gut. He pulled out the game cartridge like I always demanded he shouldn't. I was screaming through fingers against faces and finally drilled a howl through the terrace. on the pavement of Collision Street. And upside down, the wheels of my pink tricycle spun. He heard my grazed knees against the duct tape and turned to 99. He knew the history. It had always been them and us. I was biting a boy's shin pad off my head when it walked through the unlocked door to what looked like a mattress explosion. Black roller coaster spirals of hair everywhere. Tom asked to have me back. I didn't want to move in case I dropped the spinach. The 99 kids clambered off me and nodded. Tom hoisted me up and I clung to his acne-covered face, and they let me keep the pulpy spinach, as well as the movement to draw pictures. I still don't know how Tom saved me, or why they let him. But a month after that, Tom got a job managing 99's dad at Sony. And now, I don't notice their size anymore to tell you who is bigger on Collision Street. It has always been them and us. Them and us. Them and us. Thank you.